Snow conditions are really poor today. The stuff that we do have, it's crunchy snow because we've had really warm temperatures. Just gotta take it as it comes.
With a lack of snow, it was really difficult to find tracks crossing the road. Eventually, after hours of looking, I decided to swing over to my buddy Johnny Jensen's place. He had just killed a giant buck the day before with his bow and had recovered it that morning. If you want to see Johnny's hunt for this deer, it's posted on the Tenacious Hunter YouTube page. I ended up getting back out on the road, started looking for a track.
I just found a nice track. And it's fresh from last night.
That right there is a slammer track. Wide dew claws. Good wide track. That's a big boy. Alright, we're going to saddle up and go after this guy. And it's fairly fresh because it's, still loose. Track going in here. This looks like an old track of his. And that looks big too. Well, if I needed any more confirmation, this is it. Nice scrape right here. His tracks multiple days in a row going through this. My vehicle's just right down there on the road. This buck is a wise old deer. He's just cross-cutting everything in this, pine plantation back down the hillside over there. That's where that slashing is, where they just are cutting right now. So all the deer are going in that direction. You can see trails here. He's literally just cross-cutting them. And I don't think he'll be bedded anytime real soon, but I'm on him. And here we go. Well, the story of this deer is starting to get a little dramatic. There's a hunter that's going through here. His boot tracks picked up on the buck I'm after. And all of a sudden I'm seeing blood everywhere. So I'm wondering what deer he's tracking. Dang, there's 2 boot tracks out here now. I wonder if they shot the buck. I'm going to try to sort this out, see if they shot a different deer. Alright, so I'm pretty confident that this is not the deer that I was following, because those tracks look older. It almost looks like it was from yesterday. But, you can see he's spewing blood all over. The track of the deer that is leaving the blood is definitely not as fresh as the track I'm on. So I got back to this spot here, and I was coming from over this way, and all of a sudden it was like, where did his track go? And then the blood trail continued right here, right where it intersected. Well, I think what happened is this deer smelled the scent of all of this going on here, and he took a beeline and cut to the right, and you can see fresh tracks right there, and then he jumped through these bushes, and there we have it, on top of the guy's boot tracks. We're back in business. He's going this way now. He seems pretty wigged out right now. He didn't like that. He's actually backtracking the blood trail right now. Isn't that crazy? Literally following the blood trail. Finally got things sorted out here. When it got over that blood trail, he was circling around it, and he went up to a blood pile and was smelling it, and he was sniffing the boot tracks. So he clearly didn't like what was going on down there. And so he came back up here. I also hear a ton of crows and eagles, so there must be a gut pile somewhere. And usually, if there's that many eagles and crows on it already, that means it probably happened a day or two ago. That's a nice tall rub. That goes up over waist height. This confirms to me that I'm still on a buck track. If you can see, there's pea spots right there. He was dribbling as he walked. And here he is about to cross the blood trail again. I came across this like open pine and oak area, and his tracks were beelining all the way across this, and then there's this slashing straight out here that's just straight oaks. All of a sudden his tracks are just running every which direction, and I think that there must have been a hot doe or something in here, because it makes no sense to me why he would just meander and run around in here unless he was like a younger deer. And I don't think he's a younger deer. It's 1:30, I still got a couple hours yet to try to make it happen. But I'm gonna have to make a circle around this area and try to see if I can locate where his track exits. I think I finally found where his track exits. This deer's been giving me the run around here. And I found this rub. And as you can see, the shavings are on the ground, so that's a rub that was made in the last number of days. The tracks leading up to it look okay. Kind of a lower rub though. You can see it's still green. Oh, there's a deer right there. Little spike buck. So I just had these guys shoot at a deer down here, and it was that spike buck that just ran in front of me. Wow, that got me fired up. Not in a good way. They didn't even go in the woods to check. They never even walked in to see if they hit it. They started talking instantly after the shot. It didn't look like they followed up on nothing. They got in the vehicle and drove off. Now, from what I could see, it didn't look like the spike was hit, and maybe they just totally knew that right from the start, but it seems weird to me when you shoot a rifle at something and you can't see the bullet that you wouldn't go follow up on your shot. So this hillside is pretty melted. Trying to follow a track out right in this spot has really been a challenge. So I found what I thought was the track, and I got going on it and got around the lip of the hill, and there's a ground blind. So I don't really feel like messing up that guy too bad. So I guess I'm gonna try to skirt around and start making my way back to the truck. Maybe I'll cut a good track on the way.
Once I was getting back to the truck, I decided to slip into the woods on that clear cut. I ended up seeing a doe run by. Even though I didn't catch up with this buck, it was really a great time out in the woods and always a learning experience. We've got more tracking videos coming your way, so stay tuned.